Hey, thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to Friendship Shaving. Now, this week I've got a bit of a curiosity. I have a Russian razor, and it is a two-blade, double-edged safety razor. It is the Saver Profimed aluminium and plastic razor, and I've had it out the packet, but I've just popped it back in to show you how it arrives. It's just a piece of cellophane stapled to the cardboard. On the back there are minimal safety instructions, but of course unless you read Russian you won't understand a word of them. Now, this razor has been reviewed by the Sharpologist on his website, and there are a couple of people that have done a shave with this razor already. So now it's my turn. It was £6.50 or $8.30 I think it was US. You can see it's very light, it's about 25 grams, it's aluminium with a plastic guard. You can see on the guard there is a safety bar and an open comb, and I'll be shaving with that today. Now, as I say, I bought it as a curiosity, but of course multiple blades in a razor is not a new thing, and I think going back even as far as the 1930s, manufacturers were producing razors with multiple blades. Now, whether they were too expensive or were deemed unnecessary, or whether they were just too awkward to load multiple blades into a double-edged safety razor, I don't know, but suffice to say that none of them survived. And awkward certainly describes getting the blades into here. It was very fiddly, very difficult, and I took about 4 goes, and it took me about an hour and a half, and I'm not kidding there. So I was going to do it on camera, but I'm glad that I didn't in the end. Now, I've got these packets of razor blades and a piece of card set up so that I can attempt to show you what happens when you load the blades. You're first of all required to break a blade in half. Now, when you do that, when you break it, the edges of the blades curl, and when you try and fit them into the head cap, they get in the way of each other. So that is the first difficulty. But the idea is that on the corner of the head cap there is a holding bar. What would you call that? A corner block. And behind that there is a raised step. Now, the idea is that the half a razor blade sits behind this raised step, and then a spacer goes on top, and then the full razor blade then sits on top of that block and is held in place by the corner post. And of course, when you turn that the right way round, that gives you the correct angle of the two blades. The problem was that these little steps weren't properly aligned at either end of the head cap. So when I pressed the razor blade to hold it in place, it twisted. The centre bar got in the way, so every time I screwed the razor together, the blade on one side was misaligned and you wouldn't shave with it. Every time I tried to realign it, it pivoted around that centre bar, but it didn't clip into place. And in the end I got around it by using a pair of scissors and trimming the blade. So we got there in the end, but as I say, it was an hour and a half of hassle. So, despite all of that, we'll shave with it today and see what a double blade, double-edged safety razor is like to shave with. I've got my brush already loaded, and today I'm going to be shaving with Proraso White. It's one of my staples and I do like to use it in the summer. I find it a very refreshing soap, and the two blades that I've got in the razor are both Rapira Swedish Super Steels. Now I've got my wet flannel, but I do need to run a drop of water into the bowl. It has drained out while I've been chatting. It's a very hot day again today. I hope it's nice where you are. I've been shaving with cold water recently and I do really enjoy it. I wonder, when you shave with cold water, whether, although you soak the hair and it softens the hair, I wonder if it doesn't soften it as much as hot water, so there's a more cleaner cut with the blade. I don't know, to be honest. It's just something that I've been thinking about. Anyway, I've been getting quite a good shave with the cold water. Now let's get this soap on my face and we can get shaving. Of course, I'm using Cynthia today. And you know, this cheap little brush is my go-to brush and I use it nearly every day now. It is fantastic. I'll take my glasses off so I can see in the bigger mirror. Now this Proraso White, I'm sure you gents know, it's got a little bit of menthol in it. It's got a lovely fresh smell. And it is a really good quality Italian, God, I nearly said American, Italian soap. Readily available, it's not expensive. I get a really good lather out of it. I really like it. So this tends to be in my box and I do replace this as soon as I run out of it. Now here we go, let me just move these blades out of the way and that piece of cardboard so I can show you a bit closer. It seems quite reasonably made. I mean, you can see that head cap is designed to fit into the plastic guard with those two little notches. It just doesn't quite work. Now, whether that's just because it's a cheap razor produced, you know, in their hundreds or thousands, I don't know. But despite the fact that it's light, it is quite nicely balanced. The weight is in the head. And I've never shaved with this before, so here we go. Now that's interesting. It appears that you can see the angle on that head cap. It appears that you're meant to set that right on your skin. I think so anyway. It's quite a mild razor. Now that's interesting. It was pulling slowly on this side. Now that was a side where I had great problems aligning the blades. And although I got there in the end by using the tip of a penknife and, as I said, cutting bits of the blade off, it was pulling that side. Now on the open comb side, where I didn't have any problems, that was actually quite smooth. Now I can feel that there is a gap between those two blades. And actually I'll take that back, it's not that smooth at all. I guess for £6.30 with 33 blades, and they were all from the same factory. So I've got Repairers, Voshgod, Ladas, Sputnik, Repairer Platinums. You know, I've got a nice selection of good quality blades. Excuse me. But I have to say, on first pass, this is not a razor that I would recommend. No. It's an interesting experience, and I'm glad I'm trying it. And I guess, guys, if you wanted to try it, well, you know, for that amount of money, you're maybe not going to break the bank, but I think that you probably won't keep it in your rotation. It is a nicely weighted razor, I'll give them that. Oh, I love the fresh scent of this soap. It's lovely. And actually what I'm going to do today is I'm only going to do 2 passes. Because unlike a cartridge where it feels as if there's one cutting edge effectively working its way down, as I said, with this razor I can definitely feel that there are 2 blades working. I'm having a much better experience on the second pass. Excuse me not talking, guys, I'm being very careful here with this razor. There's probably no need to, but I don't want to cut myself. There goes the phone, I'll have to excuse the ringing. Now, strangely, that's not too bad on my neck. And that is where I normally have a bit of trouble. But it seems to have cut through those hairs quite easily. Do you know, I find when it's hot, of course, your face dries really quick, doesn't it? You don't get as much slick in the heat as when when the weather's colder. Now, that, gents, I think will do, because I can already feel that I have some soreness. Not bad soreness, but I can nevertheless definitely feel that there is some there. Do you know, I wouldn't say that was a great shave. I've been shaving 2 passes for the last few days with my Rockwell 2C. And I've been having a terrific shave, to be honest. And I really don't know whether to do another pass or not. I need one. I could do with one. It's very nice with the grain. Yeah, very nice. But when I go against the grain, I can tell that there's a lot I've not picked up. But you know what? I shave every day, so for today I'm just going to leave it, and I hope that's okay with you guys, but it is my face. Just rinse some of that soap off. I feel with this razor that, how can I put it? Is it successful? No, I don't think it is. It no doubt takes a lot of expense and trouble to manufacture a razor in quantity and to redesign a razor or design a new razor. But I kind of feel as if they've tried to reinvent the wheel, if you know what I mean. I feel that if you wanted to shave with a 2-blade razor, then you're probably better off using a cartridge razor. I mean, when were they introduced? Late 70s, so they've been around for 40 years now, and they've been developed and improved during that 40 years. The blades are set in place in the cartridge, so you know you don't have to break blades in half and set them up yourself. And yeah, is it successful? No, I don't think it is. So that is my review of the Saver Profimed razor blade from Russia. The bonus is that I got some very nice razor blades that I really like. I love all the Mosterlegmas blades. I love the Rapira Super Steels. My Voshgods, always good. I've got the Rapira Super Stainless, and I don't think I've tried those yet. And I've got a packet, oh here we are, I've got a packet of Platinum Lux, Rapira Platinum Lux, which I've not tried. So I'm looking forward to those. And I've also got a packet of Sputniks, and I've not tried those either. So the bonus is that at least I got some good blades out of it. Now I've been trying to cut down on a bit of irritation lately, so today I'm just going to use a Nivea Sensitive aftershave balm. I keep getting, guys, these, and I've had them for a while and they're just not going away. I keep getting lots of these, very little. I can't really get close enough to show you. But maybe you can see these very little red spots, and they're hot. They are uncomfortable to touch, and I get lots of them, particularly up here. They're bright red, so I feel that they're hot. And they really show up if I have a shave with hot water. Now, it could be a couple of things. It could be that I've got a bit close with my straight and I've got a little bit of infection on the hair follicles. So I've got some antiseptic cream that I've just been putting on for the last few days. It also could be because I really started to use the Proraso green aftershave splash and the Nivea Too Faced splash. They're both reasonably new to me. It could be that I'm reacting to one of those slightly, perhaps, although I don't think so. But having said that, I do react to the new, the one that's made in India, Old Spice aftershave. Now that brings me out in really loads of lumps and spots. But these are very strange. They're not like a blackhead. They don't ever get to have a whitehead or be a pimple. They just stay these red, sore little spots. And I'm determined to get rid of them because I never used to have them when I shaved with a cartridge. But for the last, well, couple of months, I've had them and they're bothering me. So going to try and do something about those. If you have any ideas, I'd be very glad to hear them. I'd certainly like to get rid of these little red spots. Anyway, for now, that is my shave for the week. I'm sorry I couldn't be more positive about this razor. It feels a bit light to me, for me, to be honest. As I say, you do get what you pay for, so when you pay £6.50 for a razor, perhaps you shouldn't expect something great. And I certainly didn't. It was a curiosity and it was very interesting. And I hope you've enjoyed sharing that with me. I'll rinse my brush out just to remind you I've shaved with the Proraso White. I love this Proraso White. Nivea Men's Sensitive, and of course my great brush, Cynthia. You take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend, have a good week, and I'll see you next time. All the best to you. Bye bye.